Welcome everyone. So good to have you with us this evening. It's Tuesday night, it's team night for us here on the inside of the Freedom Investor team. And if you're a guest with us, welcome. We wanted to open up tonight because, there's between Damon and myself and a few others in our community recently, not just recently, over the last few years, we've been diving into the crypto space and really understanding how to go from being in it to winning with it. And recently, over the last few weeks, been able to interview some of the top educators within our platform. And so if you missed those sessions, if you're not on the YouTube channel, get on there, go subscribe, turn on those notifications, do all the YouTube things. And if you're watching this later there, then you'll find it. I actually thought I'd put them in a playlist. So I've got their crypto learning, I think I called it. Watch those. You got one with Mike Sotero from a few months ago. More recently, Nick Gomez, the crypto blueprint we did with him. Then we had Curtis Cabano, that's a couple of weeks ago, who did the crypto countdown. That was on the day of the Bitcoin halving. That was crazy. Such a good session, that one. And then most recently, this past weekend, we had Corinne Florin and Melanie Greeno with us for the crypto universe. So go watch those sessions, guys. If you haven't seen them, go watch them. Start getting yourself educated. The goal for tonight is to educate and empower you. There's going to be value for those that have been around here for a while, and a lot of value if you are brand new to the space. And so the goal is to give you some information that can completely shift your situation. Because when I started watching these educators, specifically Curtis Cobain, about 3 years ago, everything inside of me just started to resonate in a different way. And I thought, this guy knows what he's talking about. And when he showed it chart and showed Bitcoin and showed what was actually going on historically looking backwards and drawing out how predictable this was on a big picture, it became absolutely undeniable that this is where big money is flowing and going. And so if you want to take part in the biggest wealth transfer that our generation will ever see, pay attention, get a pen, get some paper, and get ready to take some notes, because I have learned a ton in this space. But tonight I'll share some stuff later on. But first up, I'm going to bring on someone that is no stranger to our community. Had such a privilege to be able to travel with them around the world. We've gone to a few of our academy conventions together. We were in Croatia in September last year with a stack of our team from New Zealand. We flew over, and he also came to Budapest as well with his wife Baha in February. So guys, those events, 5,000 to 7,000 people in a room, all on this learning journey together. And you might think, well, that's crazy. Why would you go around the world for that when you can learn online? Because you don't realize that you are in an environment where you are surrounded by the same half a dozen people, and you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And sure enough, we try to learn online and process more. Digitally speaking, we might change the podcast or whatever we're listening to and watching, letting in. But when you're in an environment, we are physically in a room with 5,000 to 7,000 plus people, all on the same personal development journey, pursuing becoming the best versions of themselves. And you're being challenged, and you're actually in an environment where how easy do you know it is to be distracted right now, even just watching me? Maybe some of you are scrolling on Instagram. Like, if you want to show up and be present, be present. But it's pretty hard to not be present when you're in a room with thousands of people. And so you're that much more inclined to take in the information and be in a high emotional state where you're actually going to make decisions. And that those decisions are going to affect you enough at a subconscious level where it's going to affect the actions that you take. Because the life you live right now is the direct result of what you believe about your present, your past, and your future subconsciously. And you need to start rewriting what you believe is possible for your life subconsciously, so that your conscious mind and your day-to-day actions start to look better. So that's the mission that we're on. That's why we've traveled around and gone to so many of these conventions. I've gone to, just in the last 18 months, Arizona, Miami, 2 different trips. Like I said, Croatia, Budapest. My wife and I just got back from our free TLX trip, our anniversary trip to Bali. That was phenomenal. And our next big convention's in Mexico. We sold out 5,000 tickets in 5 days. And so if you want to seriously accelerate your life, guys, I'll be a stuck record if I have to. But I just know that big decisions and big changes happen in big events. So get over there. It's going to be about 10,000. They've got a bigger venue. But without further ado, I want to bring on this next individual, guys. Damon has not just been to these events, he's been in this space learning about this stuff at a very high level for a long time, years and years and years, and not just figured it out for himself, but turned around and helped people around him create some very substantial, I'm going to call it financial improvements in their life. And that's not an income claim, that's just if you have done it yourself, and you've got access to professionals, it becomes pretty dang hard to keep that to yourself. And so he did that. He helped a lot of his friends from overseas that were here working minimum wage completely bust out of that zone and take some phenomenal investment and trade opportunities in the crypto space. And that came from following our educators. And so for those that don't know, this guy has won international awards from Ledger. Ledger, for those of you know in crypto, they make the little thumb drive looking devices that we use for cold storage security to keep our crypto safe. And so he understands safety. He understands the Web3 environment in a very high way. I would call him a Web3 weapon at this point. So guys, drop some fire emojis in the chat for Damon. I'm so stoked that he's able to give us some of his time tonight because we want to educate and empower you, and this man knows exactly how to do that. So bro, thank you. Thank you for your time this evening. It was so good to be spending some time with you on Sunday night as well in person. I love that we get to do some lives together here in Auckland and we get to grow and be on this journey. But tonight, man, I know you've got some fire up your sleeve as always. So I'm just going to get myself out of the way, say over to you, and we'll take it from there. Thanks, bro. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? How is everyone doing today? I'm super excited to be here with every one of y'all tonight. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for what's been happening in the past few years. We've had a little chat with Ty already. That was, in the weekend. We had a nice little get together. But yeah, man, today I really want to share the urgency with you guys about crypto, right? So, a little over 4 years ago, I was not in the crypto space, okay? I was not in IM Academy. I did not even know what a USDC was. I did not know what a Bitcoin was. I heard about it, didn't understand much of it. And I didn't really, understand the financial markets the way I do today. And it was not my fault completely. We all grow up, we have parents, we got friends, we get influenced by the schools. And my entire life, I got told to go to school, get a job, get a grade, get a job, buy a house, work, and retire. And that was it. Like, my parents pushed me so much in studying, up to the point where like so much things has happened because of that. And I didn't like studying, or at least I thought I didn't like studying. I thought I wasn't the smartest, although I deep down knew I was smart. I was failing school. I had to stay back for 2 years, in 2 different years. I had to stay back a class. I had to go to countless IQ tests where I go and I do all these tests. And I didn't understand it when I was young. When I got older, I started to think back. I'm like, I did that. My parents sent me to those places because they thought I couldn't learn, I couldn't study, right? I was lesser than your average Joe, right? Because whenever I had to do something for school, I just didn't want to do it. But it wasn't because I couldn't learn. It's what they tried to shove in my mind was not for me. I did not want to learn that, right? I wanted to learn something that I liked, I wanted to do something that I really loved. But unfortunately, I couldn't do that. And my entire life, I got told that, you have to do certain things a certain way. And I know every single person here, someone's told you something about someone or something, either about your car, your house, your job. You want to do something, they'll tell you why it's not a good idea. You want to do a business, they'll tell you why it's not smart. You want to invest some money, they'll list you all the fears that they have and they put it on you, and then they make you afraid of investing. I know for me, at least, that was the truth, and it was, I was feeling broke. I was always tired. I was always unmotivated. I was stuck. And one day I got this message from someone, and I had the privilege to meet this guy years ago in America. And it's such a blessing that he was thinking about me. So he texted me. He's like, "Hey, like, are you investing?" I'm like, no, not really. And then he, hopped on a call with me and explained everything that he was doing. And then he said, go buy this, go buy this. And he mentioned the crypto. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go find it. So I went into, because I was looking into stocks, and I started looking for that particular stock, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, cool. I call him back. I'm like, hey, bro, I really can't find it. Where can I find it? And he's like, oh, it's a crypto. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, dude, this academy, you go on, you watch videos, it explains everything. I'm like, for real? He's like, for real. That was it for me. And, during my entire first year of academy, I was still working a job, right? I was still working a minimum wage job. I was working at the time, what was it? I think it was like 1650, something, about like 4.5 years ago, something like that. 1650, minimum wage, hospitality, one of the worst industries to be in, because you always have to put on a smile and fake being happy to customers that don't want you there. And it's just like it's a whole experience that when you start learning this information and you start understanding that there is another way, you actually get really, really woken up. And for me, that big wake-up call was, okay, I'm investing now and I'm working a job. But as I was watching these classes, during these classes, they were also doing personal development. They were teaching me things. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to what these mentors, what these teachers are saying, and I'm going to implement that right now in my job. So I started working better, faster, harder, outperforming everyone around me. And I did. So I went into the owner of the restaurant's office because he's not my boss. And I went in and I was doing a great job, and I went in and I asked for a raise. And I've done this for about 4 or 5 times within the year. And I was able to take my income up within 1 year in that same job, starting at minimum wage from $16.50 to $28 an hour in hospitality. That's high in hospitality back then, okay? Now, this is amazing because that means I can now work less and I can still make more money. So even though I was watching classes in every break I had, I was watching classes before work, I was watching classes after work, and I was just investing my money. And then I started to see my gains after 1 year of hard work. And I saw those gains coming, and I'm like, I'm right now working for maybe $100, $150 for a day. And I just made X amount, that I usually make in a week. In 1 day, I'm like, what's happening? That's where everything started to change for me. And I think, now I'm excited about the future. I'm excited for everything that's going to come. I'm excited to what I'm able to achieve. I've been traveling the world. Ty was mentioning, I traveled the world. We went to, where is it? We went to Croatia with a bunch of us amazing people. And we went to Hungary. Even in the same time, I went to Holland. I went to Germany. I went to France, and this just allows you to go wherever you want and do this, literally crypto trading, stocks, the business, whatever it is that you want, from wherever it is that you are. It just allowed me to do so much more with my time. And I know every single person here, we're all short on one thing, and that's time. No one can ever give you extra time. You can't go and be a multi-billionaire and buy more time. Okay, this is not the movie with the time on the arm, right? Where you can go and refill it. This is not that. This is real life, guys, okay? And time is of the essence right now, because the urgency that's happening right now in crypto, it's not something to joke about. And this is not going to stay here for long, okay? The time that we're in right now is one of the it's interesting times ahead. We're currently experiencing the biggest financial wealth transfer in human history. We have never experienced a wealth transfer of this caliber. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, okay? With that, about a month or 2 months ago, I went to an event with a bunch of you guys right now in the chat, right? I know I see a few names already that were there, right? We went to this big Robert Kiyosaki event, and this was Robert's last ever event in New Zealand. He's not coming back to New Zealand. And one of the biggest reasons I wanted to see him was because he's getting pretty old. He's getting up there. And I just really wanted to see him, one last time, because I know he's not coming back to New Zealand. And yeah, Mr. Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, shout out to him. And, he's the person that always talks about real estate. He's always talking about, real estate, oil, gold, real estate, all of that. But this time was different at his live event. This time he came on stage, he spoke a little, but for about 85% of all his time, he spent on talking about crypto, Bitcoin, crypto, because Bitcoin, and this is the way he said it, is the new digital gold, because there is a limited supply. There is demand, which is increasing right now. And when there's another thing called the Bitcoin halving. So the supply of Bitcoin every 4 years gets reduced to the miners. So when something is being given out less, there's more demand of, institutions are coming in, governments are coming in, hedge funds are coming in, ETFs are being launched, you know something's up. Okay. And today I'm going to go share my screen and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share with you a few things what other big institutions like the banks are doing, what a lot of these big brands out there are doing. And these are brands that you might have, you might use, you might own, you know of, there's something out there for the ladies that I'm going to share. There's something out there for the younger people here. There's something out there for every single person. If you're a foodie, if you hate food, it's for you, trust me. What I'm wanting to achieve today is I want to show you what other institutions, companies, and brands are doing if you're still on the verge of thinking about, should I do crypto? Should I not do crypto? This is for you to understand, okay, if these big entities and brands are already involved, then why am I not involved? What am I missing? What information is hidden from me, right? What's not being advertised as much on, the TV or the news, right? So with that, I'm going to go share my screen. Let me see. Okay, and drop a 222 in the chat if you guys can see my screen. All right, cool. Awesome. So this is a post from 2016. Okay, who remembers 2016? It's been a minute now, okay? It's been a while, okay? Now, most of you guys have heard of crypto, in 2020, 2021, 2022, 3, 4. I'm going to share something from 2016 to put things in perspective for every single one of you guys. While about 80 to 90% of the world is currently in a deep winter sleep, these companies, these banks are working with crypto. So I'm going to scroll down. So Ripple and R3 team up with 12 banks to trial for XRP. XRP is a crypto for cross-border payments. Now, this is in 2016, October 21, 2016. Now, I want you guys to pay attention, okay? I'm just going to show you guys the names, right? I'm going to highlight them here. Let's see. Here we go. Hope that's a little more clear for you. So the trial in 2016 with banks and crypto started with Barclays, BMO Financial Group, CIBC. I know you guys know CIBC. Intesa Sanpaolo, Macquarie Group, National Bank of Australia. That's close to home, right? Or for some people, it is home. All right. Natixis, Nordea, Royal Bank of Canada. I know we got some Canadians here. Santander, Scotia Bank, and Westpac Banking Corporation. I know at least 10 of you guys here on this chat are with Westpac. So, if they're already in crypto or testing with this since 2016, then, we need to hurry up because this is going to be the mainstream. This is going to be mainstream. Governments are already working on creating central-based currencies. Governments are already working on creating things to make countries more crypto-friendly, okay? Regulation is coming. There's so many things coming. This is going to happen, whether you agree with it, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, okay? There's already things happening with AI and robots. You can't stop it. No one can stop it. So we might as well be at the right side of things. Because if you're really afraid of what's going to happen in the next 20, 30 years with robots and AI, and if you've watched movies and you know what's coming, and I'm not just, saying something, then you should be financially free as soon as possible to prevent you to be a part of a world where you are probably half robot and half human. If you don't, if you want to have a chip or not, or if we're going to be pushed into getting chips, right? So XRP 2016, that is next level. Let me tell you that. Okay. Now I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Okay. Now we're gonna go to 2020. 38 of the world's largest 100 banks have tested, integrated, or invested in Ripple's remittance technology, which is the XRP crypto. Now, let's see these names. BNP Paribas, Japan Post Bank, right? Royal Bank of Canada, UniCredit, Westpac, Bank of Montreal. Let's see, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Let's see. So that's some major, massive banks, right? That are literally listed right here in 2020. Okay. Now you saw that list before in 2016, right? It was 12, 13. Now it's 38 in 2020. Let's move, ahead another year or two. Let's go to 2023. Banks that are currently using Ripple XRP technology, which is a crypto. Okay, so here's a list of some banks and financial institutions that are currently using Ripple's technology, which is Santander, American Express, right? Standard Chartered, Westpac, SBI, Axis, Yes, National Bank of Australia, CIBC. And this list, I know you guys will know most of these banks. So these are the ones that have known and active partnerships below. Okay, so we got, if you look at the list, you can just go back down. Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. What do you got? Mitsubishi Financial Group, National Bank of Australia, National Bank of Abu Dhabi, Royal Bank of Canada. The list just keeps going. Star One Credit Union, Westpac. And now below, these banks and companies have experimented with Ripple. So they're testing it out, or they've experimented with it. And, a lot can come from this. So if you look at it, who's with ANZ? ANZ, anyone know ANZ? Oh, I don't know. Why are they keeping it quiet? Who knows? All right. Commonwealth Bank of Australia. What do we got? Let's see. We got the Japanese banks. Let's see. The list just keeps going on and on and on. Right? So this is just to share with every single person here that, when we're, even I was asleep in 2016, I'll be real honest. But if you look at it right now, I should have been awake, but it wasn't my fault. It was people around me. They were asleep. And I was hanging out with people that were asleep. And my parents were asleep. My friends were asleep. My employers were asleep. My colleagues were asleep. So when everyone is sleeping, I just want to nap, okay? I don't want to go and do anything. But yeah, so this is just to share a little bit with you guys that, these banks that we're with, they're testing or already are using, or they have been testing with crypto. So this is just to really, really help you, give you that credibility of like, hey, okay, if these big institutions are behind this, maybe there's something there. I know my uncle's cousin's wife told me about this Bitcoin thing once at a barbecue, but this is different. Okay, this is like real proof that all of these companies are actually involved in the space. So, and now we've got some exciting news. Australian Securities Exchange could approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. So this is very, very, very bullish news. Okay, so another article that just gives you more credibility on what's about to come. A Bitcoin ETF just got approved in America. I think one recently got approved in Hong Kong. I think another one is going to be approved in Europe. Like there's so much happening right now. And guys, an ETF is, if you don't want to go and buy crypto and make a wallet, if you're more familiar with stocks, ETFs are a really great way to get the masses involved. But that also means that the companies that are launching these ETFs have to buy the Bitcoin. They have to buy the Bitcoin to sell it, right, as a stock, okay, or as an exchange traded fund, right? So hear what I'm saying. So if these ETFs are being launched, they need to own massive amount of crypto. Where do you think they're getting it from? Okay, exchanges, because it's the only way you're going to get it, right? Or an over-the-counter trade. But you still have to get it, right? It's all on the blockchain. Now, the next one I want to share, let's see. Let's see if you guys can see this video. I'm going to play it. Can you guys drop a 222 in the chat if you guys can hear anything on my screen? Can you guys hear this? the sound of the video or not? Okay. So it's not really important to hear the sound. I'll just play this for you. You guys can just have a look. So this is what I want to show you. Did you see that Samsung advertisement just now? Samsung, who here has an Android, has an Android phone? who here owns a Samsung TV? Who here owns some Samsung headphones or earphones or anything Samsung? I know they do a lot of things. I think they might do fridges. I don't know. But this is what I want you guys to understand. Samsung has been in the Web3 space for a while. And now what I'm about to share with you, this could be literally next level, okay? So Samsung is partnering with Belvedere. It's not the vodka brand. It's a very, very, very well Austrian museum, very well-known Austrian museum. It's one of the museums that you definitely want to visit. So they're partnering with them, with Illuvium, which is a Web3, a crypto game, with Ledger, which is where we store our cryptos, right? With Polygon, Wilder World, and World of Women, okay? So this is absolutely incredible. So imagine you own some art. You own some art on the blockchain. Now you could potentially literally display it in any home that has a Samsung TV. Okay, so you can literally use your Samsung TV for art. You can display your art. There's so many more things you can do. Not gonna quite share yet. I think Illuvium. So Illuvium is another one. So with Illuvium is a Web3 game. Okay, they're doing some amazing things with Illuvium. But Illuvium just released an announcement in their private Discord. Illuvium and Samsung partnership. Rangers, today we bring you another massive partnership for Illuvium and Web3 gaming as a whole. We're partnering with tech giant Samsung. We're combining Samsung's leading tech with Illuvium's innovative vision, merging everyday tech used in homes worldwide with Web3 gaming. I want you guys to really, read this again. We're combining Samsung's leading tech with Illuvium's innovative vision, merging everyday tech used in homes worldwide. What if, and it's still speculation at this point, but what if on every Samsung TV in every house, you could start playing games like Web3 games. You can earn cryptocurrency. Your kids will definitely be doing this. Okay, whether you like it or not, they're going to start playing games. They're going to start playing crypto games in the next 5, 10, 20 years, or your grandchildren or whatever. And they'll be able to earn that game's token through gameplay. Okay, now that Samsung is teaming up with these people, that is massive, massive, massive news. Okay, this is not something small. Samsung is a big, well-known brand, and again, some more, proof of who is in crypto. Why should you be looking into crypto? These brands are already here. All right, now this is something really cool for the ladies. Now, if you're a lady in the chat, drop a 222 in the chat. Let's give it up for all the ladies in the chat. All right. There's been an increase. There's been a rise of ladies in crypto, in finance, in tech, and it's absolutely amazing. So, I tip my hat off to you guys. Absolutely amazing work. Keep fighting, keep going. You guys are gonna make a big, big change in the space. I can already see what a lot of these women are doing in Web3, and let me tell you, this space is exciting for every single person here. So, if you use makeup, you might have heard of Sephora. Okay, I know, ladies, you guys love your makeup. So Sephora is a big deal, especially if you're into beauty and all of that and makeup. Sephora is a big deal in the makeup industry. Now Sephora has launched something which is now in the beta state, which is Sephora Universe. So if you can see skincare, bath, and accessories. It's kind of like a shopping mall, right? Which it is, but in the metaverse. So it's a virtual reality on the metaverse. So you'll need a little avatar, and you can go into those shops, right? You can walk around, you can click on things, you can create your own avatar. There's so many ways you can like adjust the face. You can make it look like yourself if you really want to. You can put makeup on, you can do all of these things, and this will be your online avatar. You can use the makeup that they have on these online avatars. You can test them out on the online avatars. You can choose all of the skin colors and everything, so it's amazing. So you'll bring that avatar to life, and you can walk around in the store, and you can click on products. And when you click on products, for example, you see this lotion flying around in a store that you visit in the virtual world. Imagine you have one of these vision goggles or whatever. So many things happening right now with the Apple and like Oculus Quest. So imagine you're having one of those, or your kids, or your grandkids, or your grandkids. If you don't want to wear one, but they're gonna do this. They're gonna use this. So what if you have one of those? You walk into a store and you click on the lotion, and all the information pops up, and you can click because your crypto wallet is connected, and you can instantly buy it through your Oculus, through your phone, through your laptop, wherever you're at. And instantly, as you're in the metaverse shopping in this metaverse, the items get sent to your house, right, in the next 2-3 days, whenever that takes. So it's a really, really cool experience. So connect with beauty lovers around the world. You can connect with other people that love makeup, connect with other people. So Sephora is a big, big deal, in makeup. And now they've entered Web3. So just keep your ears open for what they're building and what's about to come. Now the next one, who here loves designer? Drop a 222 in the chat if you love designer, if you have designer, if you don't have designer yet, but you really want to get some designer, drop a 222 in the chat. I know I could always do with some designer. Now, the next one, Gucci. Now, if you can see, this is on the official Gucci page. All right, this is from the Gucci website. This is not an article. This is from the Gucci website, and there's an article on their website. Gucci is now entered Web3 for a while now. Okay, Gucci is the first A-list brand or something, or one of those expensive brand, luxury brand, if you may, that is accepting crypto in all of their stores. Now, I was invited to this Gucci cocktail party about 3 weeks ago in Newmarket, Auckland. And I had the privilege to go and meet a lot of the staff and have really good conversations with them. And this one guy, Liam, he was telling me about how all the staff are now being trained in crypto. All the Gucci stuff is now getting basic crypto training because crypto is now accepted as an accepted payment in all the Gucci stores. You can now go in and pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and all these other coins, right? So the employees are now being trained on crypto. Think about what's happening here, right? Maybe not yet in your job, but it's going to come. If these companies are already doing it, usually they're always ahead of the curve. These companies like Gucci, companies like, let's see, Sephora, banks, all of these, they're always one step ahead of us. So we might have to pay attention to this, okay? So Gucci came into the space. They've launched something crazy. They partnered up with this NFT project that's now owned by Yuga Labs, if you know Yuga Labs Bored Ape. They created the 10K ETF Gucci Grail with Alessandro Michele, which used to be the designer for Gucci. Now it's someone else. And they partnered up. And if you haven't seen these NFTs yet, these are all different NFTs. You got the Bored Ape Kennel Club, you got World of Woman, you got Oni Fours. Let's see, you got Gutter Cat, you got the Pudgy Penguins, you got Cool Cats, you got the Cryptodes, you got the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Wizards. These are all different crypto projects. Now, Gucci saw an opportunity because Gucci saw how people were attached to their online persona. People were placing these. I know you've seen it in mine before I came. I have one of these apes on my profile pic because that's who I am in the crypto world. So everyone is using these as their identity online. So they saw a huge opportunity and they came in. So what did they do? They started creating digital clothing. Guys, digital clothing for your NFTs. So you can, and each one of these was like 4,000 or 5,000 US dollars per, just to put the fake t-shirt or shirt on your NFT. To put, like, imagine, okay? There's so much happening in the crypto world. There's so much happening that is going to be mainstream very, very soon. If you're caught on the wrong side of this, I don't want to instill fear into you, but you should be on the right side. Let's just say that. It's way better for you to be educated and to be ahead of the curve and to help your family a little bit. It is redonkulous. Oh yeah, it is crazy, you know. But people spend this, and Gucci knows, you know, if people spend 5, 6, 7, 8, $9,000 on a bag, on a shirt, on a belt, on a cap that has a brand on it, that's literally China made or Italy made or whatever, with not even the best materials, I'm just saying, they see where the world is shifting to. And instead of selling real Gucci clothes, they are now also expanding to digital Gucci clothes. So this is next level. So there's so much more going to come. You know, there's a lot of other brands that are going to come. And now the last one that I'm going to share is for every single person. If you ever had to change your tires, if you love fine cuisine outside of New Zealand and Australia, if you love the finer things in life, then Michelin is the company and project for you, okay? So Michelin 3 Explorer, so Explorer Club. They use the 3 because it's Web3, so it's a Michelin Explorer Club. And, you know, they're now into Web3. Now, if you look at this, they recently sponsored World of Woman, which is one of the projects that I'm working with right now in the crypto space, World of Woman. And I actually was invited to this gala, which was an absolute amazing experience. And they actually helped sponsor it because they're also so big into, you know, the Web3 space. So if you look at here, you see Michelin Explorer Club, you know, and you can see all the different things that they're doing. It's worth you going and just having a look what they're doing. Now, for those that don't know what Michelin is, okay, quick guide of what Michelin is. So, have you ever seen that guy, this little guy? Yeah, usually on tires or on pictures that he's holding a tire, right? So that's how it all started, right? Michelin started with that. You know, it is a tire guy. Yeah, exactly, Zeph. It is a tire guy. But what happened is, there were, I think it started with bikers and then after that with people that drove cars. And these bikers, they were stopping at different places, you know, and eating food. And they compiled a little catalog together for other bikers and other people that, you know, go to other cities about good recommended places that they like to eat at. So, and that in time grew and grew and grew. And then that's what we know today as the Michelin star. And now it's a professional entity. They've grown so much, but it all started as recommendations from people, from other people that loved visiting other places or loved driving their bikes to other bikers. And now this is a massive, massive, well-known multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, and Michelin now does also, you know, they rate the food, they do hotels, they do all of these things. So these people are now in the Web3 space. Okay. So this is, if you ever heard of a Michelin star, you know, it's the same as a hat in New Zealand and Australia, although a hat's not really a Michelin star. But yeah, so Michelin star is really the standard if you want to go out and eat. And yeah, I just really, really hope that with everything I've shown you, that you really got, you know, the sense of urgency of, okay, all of these brands are here, you know, guys, and if I can do it, you know, someone that I dropped out of university in 3 months, you know, I barely finished high school, had to stay back two years, you know, had to go do IQ tests. Everyone around me always said I couldn't study, I couldn't learn, until the day that I actually saw that I could learn. I could study, and I loved it, and I liked it, and I was good at it, and I'm fast. Don't let other people's, you know, insecurities make your framework what it is today. Okay? Ty,
Bro,
there's something I want to share. I don't know. Should
there
I
is
share?
no end to the depth of your knowledge of this space, bro. We're looking at
Bro,
Michelin stars at the
I
moment.
have something that I want to share with people, but I don't know. Should I share it?
Oh,
It's
go
it's
for it.
like major alpha, but
Go
I'm
for it.
I'm
At
gonna
this
share it.
point,
I'm
go.
gonna share it. Okay, cool. Okay, I wasn't gonna share this today. I wasn't gonna share this today, but
Unless you want to save it for next week when we do that other thing that we haven't told
nah,
them what
it's
we're
it's
doing yet.
time sensitive. It's
Okay.
only it's only for a few hours. Guys, so Illuvium I just talked to you guys about. Right now, you can sign up to join their airdrop. For those that have no clue what it is, stay with me. This is not for you. Okay. This is something a little bit more exciting. I'll share this link in our chat, but Illuvium is doing an airdrop worth $20 million. If you're not educated, Ty's gonna share with you guys how you guys can get started really, really soon. You know, Ty's an amazing person. He's gonna walk you through everything, how you can even understand what an airdrop is, and how you can even maybe start today participating to getting a share of this potential 20 million airdrop. And this is not one of those airdrops where we don't know if they're gonna reward us a token. The token's already live and they are rewarding people. So if you go and I'll share the link later on. So you can go and just put in your email. All you're required is put an email in, and then after that you have to do a certain a few quests, a few things that you have to do, like get testnet ETH. Of course, if you don't understand that yet, Ty will share with you what it is. But yeah, Ty, thank you so much for having me on. This guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got me fizzy now because I know where we're going. So, guys, drop some fire emojis in the chat for our Web3 local weapon, Damon Boo. Thank you so much, bro. So appreciate you at the drop of a hat or drop of a Michelin star jumping on with us tonight. So, let me figure this stuff out. Let me pin myself. I think I might have to share my screen to take it back. But, guys, to give you context, what he's talking about, this is alluvium. So if you've never seen a chart of it, this is where it's at right now. Maybe drop a 1 in the chat if you can see that, which I can't see the chat anymore. There we go, got the chat back. So what do you think, guys? You just saw Alluvium has some deals, right? They got deals lined up with people like Samsung. So go to coingecko.com. This is where it's an easy start to go and do research. You're going to see on here, total amount of coins in the current crypto space. That's why it pays to know about these things because there's 14,000 of them. And I can tell you now 95+% of those are going to be scams that turn to nothing. 1,065 exchanges, places to buy them. Market cap, you got $2.4 trillion in the crypto space right now. It's really interesting when you look at a total market cap chart and start to learn how to read that thing. The volume moving around in the last 24 hours, $76 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 50%. That's pretty high. It means 50% of that entire crypto market cap is in Bitcoin right now. You got Ethereum at 15.7%, and watch as these things start to flip. But that's a whole nother conversation. But in here, guys, you can come in here and learn how to use the site. You're going to see Bitcoin's number one. Why is it number one? Because the market cap, it's got $1.2 trillion just in Bitcoin. Underneath that, you got Ethereum. Then you've got Tether. That's just a stable coin. It's always going to be at $1, so don't worry. Solana, etc. So what happens in here if you want to find Alluvium? Go up the top, search ILV, that's the ticker symbol for it. Click Alluvium. And then you're going to actually learn, like, what is this thing? You can go to the website, but actually here, you can go and read all about it in this one particular place. The premise of the game, how it works, whatever. What we really want to know is certain things like the market cap. Okay, there's 618 what? There's almost over $500 million inside of this thing. And Samsung is now linking up with it. Now, is that a lot of money in crypto? No. Let's look at the max. I want to look at this thing. So you can see there, it used to be in the previous bull run, the price was what? 1,700 US dollars for one alluvium. So right now it's at 96. You can roll down, you'll see 94% down from the all-time high. Sorry, 1,900 US dollars back in November 2021. That was right before the dip started. 94% off. So here's what you got to think about. Does alluvium look like it's got some positive things happening for it or some negative things? Do you think this chart is looking like it's hit the lows by now from its launch? Yeah, I'm not going to get into drawing Fibonacci's and things like that. But usually when after this pattern, I mean, what's the Wall Street cheat sheet? You guys have maybe seen this thing before, but just so you can see what I'm talking about, because this is the market cycle that happens in everything. Images. Let's click on this guy. So you can go, I'll just type it in here so you can see it for yourself. Disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. If you're feeling that way based on your current portfolio, it's probably time to exit. That's usually when people are doing crazy things and everybody that doesn't know about crypto is buying crypto. Complacency, I would find anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression. And you see, we have been down in this phase for ages and now it's rising up and you've got disbelief. This is the suckers rally. Based on what's going on with Bitcoin at this point, I don't think so. So those are the typical market cycles. So we've seen Bitcoin do its thing. Next, you will see value begin to flow into things like Ethereum, other large caps, and then into mid caps, then into low caps, which is a low cap just being, if you go back to just a quick description, some of you know this, but some of you don't. So a large cap is described as any of these projects in the top 100, mainly, usually with 100 million, basically a billion and above. So most of these have got a billion and above, all the way from 93 upwards. Large cap. Mid cap's going to be anything from, let's say I don't know, Damon will correct me, but maybe the 100 million to a billion zone, and then under 100 million you've got low caps, and under 10 million you've got like micro caps, super risky. But when you think about the maths, it doesn't take much money flying into something with a low market cap for it to double and triple in value. And what did Curtis say? What is the game that we're playing at the moment? It's not tennis, it is doubles. There we go. Thank you. The name of the game is doubles, because we want to look at projects where we can double our money. And obviously with Illuvium, I mean, guys, if this thing even just gets back to its all-time high, what does that even say? 1900%? Yeah, that's more than double. That's more like a 19x. So you tell me if doubles is good. We're playing for doubles, but I can tell you now, Illuvium is one project to take a look at. You can invest in Illuvium. You can get those airdrop. What we just showed you is where you can get Illuvium for free. So pay attention to that. Wall Street cheat sheet, I'll get rid of that. I want to back up, guys. So with what's going on in the space, we talked about Robert Kiyosaki, Mr. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What he's most famous for. He's most famous for writing, get this, the #1 personal finance book of all time. The #1 finance book of all time. And now he spends his time mostly talking about crypto. I would start paying attention if you're not already. Plan B, if you don't know who this guy is, you can go Google him. He's got videos where he has been drawing these market cycle predictions for a long time. And as you can see, price would run up and smash through it and come back and run up and smash through it and come back and run up and smash through it. This is a little old, 2023. We've already smashed through it. Yeah, little plot twist. Not plot twist. What's the word? I always get that wrong. It's the spoiler alert. That's the word. We've already smashed through it, and now we're pulling back. And his prediction for this next year, these are the 4-year cycles, the halving, which is over here. This is where's the halving here? Nick Gomez did a session with us on this, and you can see that the first halving took place, and then the next halving and the next run, the pullback, the halving, and the run. And we've just had the halving, guys, literally a week and a half ago. And yeah, now what's going to happen next? Well, what has happened in the past? Plan B, so far we've got 10x territory. So am I saying Bitcoin's going to be 500,000? Yes. When? I don't know. I have full faith that it's going to smack 500,000 and beyond. But looking backwards, you've got 10x's, you've got more than that. So you got that. You got the S curve of adoption. We've covered this on previous sessions too. And I've listened to some people online that say this is showing us above, somewhere in that 20% in terms of the amount of money that's still to flow into Bitcoin. I have heard, so most of you know Grant Cardone. He's got a twin brother, Gary. And I've watched him be interviewed by a bunch of other smart people, and they talk about things like Bitcoin is at the 1% on the adoption curve still, based on where it's headed. So we're still early, guys, is what I'm trying to say. Here's the previous cycles. You got 2012, Bitcoin smashes this previous all-time high, smashes up there to 90, goes from 1,200 to 4,800 in 2016. The next bull run, it goes from 12,000 to 48, 52, yeah, beyond 50,000, and now we've broken that all-time high. We're sitting in those zones right there, just above 60K. What do you guys? Hopefully by now, I'm sharing this to build your belief, and I'm going to unshare my screen for a second to let you really see my eyes for what I'm going to say next. To give you guys context, it's so cool that you're all still on here. Today's a big day for the Stephensons family. Our houses went on the market today. So we have, I went to a Robert Kiyosaki event in 2015. I've understood the property space for quite a while now. Been able to get into it, which is a miracle in itself. But at this point, we've decided to sell because we can see things that are shifting in a huge way. When you can see for so long, when you've been studying this as long as I have and Damon and other people, and you've heard enough stories of people that have been in more than one 4-year cycle, you start to realize conservatively, Bitcoin does a lot of things in a 4-year cycle. And so I can tell you, I'm telling you this, we're not buying a house. We're selling a house to do some other things. and we're really excited about those other things. But I'm saying I have that much belief in what's going on here that that's what we're doing. And I don't want you to go and quote me and go and do that for yourself. I want you to go and be plugged in and become educated and empowered so that you can feel good about the decision that you make. And shout out to my wife. She's been learning about this stuff in the background too over the last couple of years. And so she was feeling that we should have sold our house a year ago. I should have been listening to her. So all of the wives out there that are in your husband's ear, yeah, if you've got the Lord in one ear and are tuning into the other things, then pay attention, guys, because I truly believe that what's that phrase I'm looking for? A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. The next verse in that actually says that the wealth of the unrighteous he transfers to the righteous. Figure that one out. But there's a transfer of wealth taking place. What does that look like? It looks like you learning how to position yourself ahead of big money that is going to fly in and force price higher. And so with that, I'm going to share my screen for one more minute. Behind every good man, there's a great woman. Absolutely, Zeph. And your wonderful wife was leading worship like when I was a little kid, having an amazing experience with the Holy Spirit. So we go way, way back. But not financial advice. Thank you, Damon. You're completely correct. But guys, I'm going to share my screen again because if you are brand new and if this is all like, okay, what's going on? This is how you actually take advantage of this. I did a couple things tonight. Something that none of you maybe even seen this if you weren't paying attention. So when you're new with IM Academy, this is where we've actually learned all this stuff. This is where myself and Damon and our community are learning. If you don't know, this has been around for almost 11 years. We've had over 1 million students worldwide go through these courses. At one point, we had close to 500,000 at one point all subscribed and learning together. I don't know what that number is right now. But anyway, when you're new, stocks and crypto, you got videos in here. You can see I've watched 0 of these. I've skimmed through some of them because I watched the originals. These have been refreshed. So you've got stocks and crypto. You've got foreign exchange. We've got a promotion right now. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Your TLE anniversary trip. We just took our trip, guys. Phenomenal. Like just for having your membership for a year, you get a free trip. So our accommodation at a 5-star resort on the beach in Bali was covered. It was absolutely unreal. But aside from that, when you're new, you're going to learn these foundations. So you're going to watch a couple hours of content. Then you're going to go to normally go live, but we've got a boot camp starting. We've been running the Crypto Made Easy 21-day boot camp, and we've had a couple runs of it, and we're doing another one next week, Monday. So this is perfect for you to get in, watch some foundations so that you can track with us for the boot camp, because the boot camp looks like a 15 to 20-minute video per day. Emailed to you, straight link to video, simple action steps. So in the course of 3 weeks, you can go from wanting to do crypto to knowing how to win in crypto. And then we've got Go Live. So this is where our educators teach live. Foreign exchange, we're not talking about that tonight, but just so you can see what we're talking about, the magnitude of what we have access to. These guys are breaking down the foreign exchange day trading markets live every day of the week. And to give you context of the caliber, Evan Cabral, who I'm busy watching at the moment, he's got 7,381 hours of live education on you. These guys know what they're doing. So anyway, I'm going to back it up and go to stocks and crypto to show you what happens in there, because that's what we're talking about tonight. Stocks and crypto, there's e-commerce, there's social media, there's personal development, not even touching on that tonight. But guys, these are all the people that teach crypto. So Corinne Florence, she teaches our bootcamp. That's who you're going to learn from out the gate when you're brand new. But you know, you got Curtis Cobain, who we had on our recent session, absolute legend. You got Nick Gomez, and I was on Nick Gomez's session yesterday, and I'm going to play 1 minute of it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, spoiler alert. But this is what we get access to, guys. So I'm going to push play. Hopefully it hasn't logged me out, and you can get a taste of it on 1.5 speed.
On Swipecoin, were any of you able to hold this idea out? And we actually take a look, right? So we've actually have been working Ethereum for quite a bit of time. So this is the new level, right? And this was the original idea back here. So the original idea, if you've held through, you're talking about now 3,500 pips. One more time. 3,500 pips from the original zone that we were looking at here at 2,900 and 3,000. And then the new idea, looking for that higher low, which was right here, as you guys can see, we're able to hit zone 1. So we've really have been accurately taking advantage of these impulses and retracements that we've seen lately here for Ethereum. So the big story here, folks, really what we're looking for.
And I'm going to cut it there. But guys, I hope you get the picture here, because inside of this, we have myswipecoin.im, but it's also an app on our phones. So what Nick was referencing there was these Ethereum trades, right? So he sent out this one on Wednesday, the 17th, where you can see here, Ethereum was dropping into this zone. This is where we go and push buy. And you could either physically buy some Ethereum, but that's actually not what we're talking about. We're talking about trading right now, which is a little more advanced, but you're going to learn it in that bootcamp. In 3 weeks time, you could know exactly how to do this. Heck, I could do a session in 20 minutes with you and show you how to push the right buttons and be doing this on a demo account. And that's what we do. When you're brand new, you're going to get a full walkthrough of how to do this stuff. So that's a zone. You enter there. If price goes that way, you lose whatever you're risking. You're risking 1% of your fund when you do this. You might have $100, you might have 10,000. Whatever it is, you're risking, say, that 1% to make 1, maybe 2, maybe 4% on that trade. And as price hits those levels, you're going to then be able to exit, either close or move your stop loss into profit to protect it. So he's giving you the numbers there that we're able to copy and follow when you're new. And then he was talking about the second trade because that first one was running and hitting zones, and he saw price return to another level. We saw a higher low. So what is that? We just looked at that one. Then he shot through another one on the 25th, and price is doing what? So as he sent that idea out, price came up and it's hit that first zone and it's retraced to this zone. And now's another opportunity to get in because we get a low and we get a higher low, and then price goes up and makes a higher high and a higher low. And that's another opportunity for us to take another trade. So you could be holding that first position. You could be getting into another one right now and hold it as it goes up. And so while that's happening, there's chats where, you know, Nick's going to be talking to us, sending us push notifications like when he's live. But there you go. Ethereum, that one trade hit for 1,000 pips. That was the most recent one. And there's other things like the results, guys. They back it up. And not every trade's perfect, but Nick, you know, the other day he had a 16 win streak. I mean, Solana, all these things. You're seeing pips. If you don't know what a pip is, I'll make it really simple for you. Let me unshare my screen. No, I'll do it in here. We'll do it on Illuvium. Let's go to super quick. Go to something like Bitcoin just to make life a little bit easier. Let's have a look at that. No, we'll look at Ethereum since that's what's happening. Let's go into Ethereum. Let's get that out the way. So if you were trading Ethereum, he's probably sending it through on the 1 hour just to zoom in. So there, you're going to recognize this is the price action from that. You can see there was a previous one that I marked up that took off. So let's just get in on here. So we had one trade that came through there, the pullback. No, maybe it was, I wasn't looking. Where are we? So yeah, price is coming back down. So depending on when you get into these trades, guys, you can, where's the first one? If you've kept your stop loss still in the right place, you'd be fine. Obviously, price is reversing right now. But what does it look like to take a trade? A long position, say you got into a trade somewhere in that zone, and I haven't even looked at those zones. Say you took it to the first take profit, and you've got a 1 to 2, like that. Whatever, he's talking about 1,000 pips. That would be 202 on there. That's about 2,000 pips in crypto language. So as price goes up, see, it's gone up there and it's come back. And if you left your stop loss there, you'd be fine and you'd be looking to re-enter, or you could exit. But with that movement that way, you're looking at 1 pip could be worth 10 cents, $1, $10. A pip is worth whatever your account allows it to be, depending on your risk tolerance. So guys, that's what we're saying when we're talking about a pip. A lot of our community knows exactly what that is. But when we're day trading, you can take buys, you could also take sells. So a lot of us, we trade the NASDAQ or the Dow, things like that, which moves. London Open is right now, bang, that's why that's moving. London markets are opening literally this minute as we talk. So zooming in, I can show you, this is what some of us do. So if price is coming down, zoom into a 1 minute chart, look at a previous high and see, okay, price has just done a double top there, starting to come down. You could put on a short position. Say you got into a trade after that trend line was broken over there, and you said, right, we've broken a bunch of support. Say you got into a sell at that zone. There we go. It's going down because this is London happening right in front of us. Stop, usually maybe 10 pips. That's pretty safe above these previous highs. Looking to do what? Looking for previous low. I haven't looked down there. But right now, guys, you'd be in that trade 2 to 1, done. You could have made your 2% in the last few minutes of trading in the evening. So starting at anywhere around 10 to 9, not really advisable to be into a trade usually before London Open unless you can see the dominant trend for the day is what. So it looks like it's been down, we've been turning around, yeah, big candles all coming down that way. So we've been reversing for a long time on the NASDAQ. But anyway, guys, I show you all of that to say anybody can do this. You can learn inside of Go Live. You can learn from people like Nick. You can come in here and look at his favorite sessions once you finish the bootcamp that we have. And then from there, how do you get started? Well, you can get on this promo if you wanted to take advantage of it. They announced this yesterday. So usually to get started with an empowered pack, it costs $275 US. They're knocking 50 off. So it's $225 until the 6th of May. The crazy thing is that's when our bootcamp starts. So this is active for us in New Zealand until, I want to say, lunchtime on Tuesday the 7th, but call it Monday next week. Get plugged in, choose stocks and crypto if you want to be a part of that bootcamp. And then you could choose foreign exchange for your other one, social media, travel, whatever. For your first one, it's cheaper for you to start with 2 right now than 1. 1 costs $249 to get started. And then after that, it's month to month. You can do what you like. You can pause, cancel, keep going with us. You're going to get given a 90-day plan for how to crush it with crypto. Guys, none of us are here for 30 days to just try this thing and try to change our lives. I can tell you now, to quote Yoda, do or do not. Like, we don't try to change your life. Everybody wants to change their life until they have to make a change. That's as cliche as that sounds. We all want our life to improve, but are we prepared to cut things out of our lives that we don't need, that aren't adding value? The amount of time that some of us spend either watching Netflix or YouTube or things that are entertaining and funny, but if funny is what you are looking at in your bank account, if your bank account looks funny and you want to change that, then it might be time to get serious and start spending your time in different ways. Start listening and tuning into people that have got a different level of success to what you have. And success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It is you progressing towards that better future that you feel in your heart is for you. And I believe that you should not be broke as a joke. For you to leave an inheritance for your children's children mean that you need to be far more than personally sorted and be thinking about creating a portfolio for your kids and beyond that, your grandkids. And so that's the mission I'm on. I want to create enough freedom for our family that we can then beyond that go and just be crazy, crazy generous. I tell you what, guys, being in Bali and being able to just bless people there, it's easy with our New Zealand dollars, but it was so special to be able to just bless our driver, our tour guide, whoever served us here and there, just to see the look on their face, to be able to just, with our New Zealand dollars, to be able to, what is not much for us, but still wanting to actually give them something that blew them away. It is so special. We need to be able to do that, not just overseas, but be able to do that locally. Like if you want to read the parable of the Good Samaritan, it is, if you read that in American context, you helping a stranger, booking them into a hotel, taking care of the medical expenses, that is like a 6-figure bill. And most of us probably don't have 4 figures on hand to help a stranger on the street. But I believe that's what we should aspire to. And I'm not saying you should be just going after money. You've got to holistically improve your life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Please, physically, take care of your health and fitness. It is the body that you have. You have one of them. And if you don't take care of your health, you cannot buy it later. And so in that journey as well, though, financial. But do the little things in a big way. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So I want to encourage you guys, this is a season to dial in, to take these things seriously. And by starting to tune into these educators, being a part of our bootcamp, you get more than just crypto. Melanie Greeno actually has a financial fitness bootcamp in there, which talks about how to use credit appropriately, how to get things in order, and from there to be able to actually just develop that pathway for you so that you can accelerate. And so if you're watching this, if you got value, if you want to find out more information about it, get back to whoever invited you here or share this recording with you. Otherwise, if you're already a part of our team and you have not taken part in one of our crypto bootcamps, go to cryptomadeeasy.vip. That's where you can register for it. You just got to show a screenshot of your active subscription right now with IM. But otherwise, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for being with us live or watching this recording later. Thank you so much, Damon, for bringing so much value and heat as always. Stay tuned in our group chat, guys, and on the Facebook page, because we are planning our next live event in Auckland very, very soon, possibly very early next week. So with that, guys, have an amazing evening. Enjoy your week. We'll see you in the chat, and welcome to all of our new team members who are getting started tonight. Love to have you with us. All right, guys, we'll catch you soon. Bye.